Yes, you can start, Nana.
Oh. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलम् अचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागर सुषुप्तमवैति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्घः. हरि ओम everybody. तपो भीक्षीण पापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते बोधोऽन्यः साधनेभ्यो हि साक्षान्मोक्षैकसाधनं पाकस्य वह्निवत् ज्ञानं विना मोक्षो न सिद्ध्यति अविरोधितया कर्म ना विद्यां विनिवर्तयेत् विद्या विद्यां निहन्त्येव तेजस्तिमिरसङ्घवत् परिच्छिन्न इव ज्ञानात् तन्नाशे सति केवलः स्वयं प्रकाशते ह्यात्मा मेघापायेऽंशुमानिव अज्ञानकलुषं जीवं ज्ञानाभ्यासाद्विनिर्मलं कृत्वा ज्ञानं स्वयं नश्येत् जलं कतकरेणुवत्. We're on to the 6th verse, Brahmara. Samsara swapnatulyo hi ragadveshadisankulaha swakale satyavad bhati prabodhe satya sadbhavet tavat satyam jagad bhati shuktikarajatam yatha yavannagnayate brahma सर्वाधिष्ठानमद्वयम् उपादानेऽखिलाधारे जगन्ति परमेश्वरे सर्गस्थितिलयान् यान्ति बुद्बुदानीव वारिणि सच्चिदात्मन्यनुस्यूते नित्ये विष्णौ प्रकल्पिताः व्यक्तयो विविधा सर्वाः हाटके कटकादिवत् यथा काशो हृषीकेशो नानोपाधिगतो विभुः तद्भेदाद्भिन्नवद्भाति तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत् नानोपाधिवशादेव जातिवर्णाश्रमादयः आत्मन्यारोपितास्तो ये रसवर्णादिभेदवत् पञ्चीकृतमहाभूता Sambhavam karma sanchitam shariram sukha dukkhanam bhogayatanam uchyate. Pancha prana mano buddhihi dashendriya samanvitam apanchikruta bhutotham sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam. Anadya vidya nirvachya karanopādhiruchyate upadhitritayadanyam atmanamavadharayet. Panchakoshadi yogena tattanmaya stitaha shuddhatma nilavastradi yogena spatiko yatha. I think I'll stop here. From 16th verse onwards, we will do tomorrow. Okay. Now we are on to some 23rd verse. Are there any doubts regarding Panchikaranam yet? I think 23 we were doing, Brahmara. We have done 23, but we'll kind of redo that.
You want to take some questions first?
Oh yeah.
Or you do the
Wait
questions?
Wait a minute. Some questions on yesterday's slokas or the
Yeah.
general questions?
It is
The
to
general
do with,
questions that bank you are preparing separately, no?
right.
Okay, that is separate. Yeah.
Okay.
Regarding yesterday's slokas questions, huh? All right.
I don't know whether they're related, but there were 3 questions that came up. Did I read out the questions then?
Yes, please. Yes. Where is the question?
Read out the question because I could not type it out.
Okay.
One of the first questions, I will just read it out.
No problem.
Mr. Percy Asundarya, I'm not sure that I'm getting your name right. In
Namaste.
the discourse, the Lord has been addressed as Ishwar, Bhagavan, and Brahman. Some scriptures also refer to the Lord as Paramatman. What is the explanation for the different names of the Lord? A similar question was asked by Akhila. She asked, let me just question that. One second, yeah. Pitaji said Atma and Brahma is the same. What is Paramatma? These two are related questions. I thought we'll ask. And there's another question after this.
Yeah. Okay. These two are the questions?
Yeah, these two are related questions, like connected.
Percy Asundarya Bai. The questions you have raised are very relevant. All those things are synonymous. Ishvara, Bhagavan, Krishna, Rama, Atma, Paramatma, all these are synonymous. Why so many names means Bhagavan can have Sahasranamas. Sahasra means not 1,000, just many namas. There is a Vishnu Sahasranamam. There is the Lalita Sahasranamam, Shiva Sahasranamam, Rama Sahasranamam, Krishna Sahasranamam. All these deities are kind of the same, representing the same. Okay? So they are akin to each other. There's no difference. And to answer the other lady's question, Atma, Paramatma, then some other thing, whether these are same. Yes, they are same. They are indeed same. Only thing is they are different from Jivatma, which all of us are. Ajnana Kalusham Jivam. Jnanabhyasat becomes what? Jnanabhyasat.
Nirmalam.
Ajnana Kalusham Jivam. Jnanabhyasat Vinirmalam. We have covered that verse.
Yes.
I request all of you, please go through the verses at your leisure. Ajnana Kalusham Jivam Jnanabhyasat Vinirmalam. Krutva Jnanam Swayam Nashyet Jalam Katakarenavat. We have covered that verse, isn't it? After acquiring Jnanam, which will knock out my Jnanam, what will Jnanam do? Shankaracharya says, Jnanam simply remains there. Jalam Katakarenavat. That Kataka, what is that? Powder. When it is put in water, the waters are cleansed and this Kataka settles down at the bottom. This Kataka can be equated to the Jnanam. And Jnanam, after it has done its function, it simply remains there. Nothing else.
Kataka is Pataka, no? Same Pataka.
Pardon?
Pataka, crystal, that. Kataka means Pataka only, no?
I did not get the
No,
question.
Kataka is actually, if you refer
Kataka is considered, even now it is available in South India, I think. During the rainy season, when the waters are muddy.
That is Pataka. Same Pataka.
Kataka.
No, Pataka also is there.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, Pataka also is there, huh?
That
Maybe.
look like crystal.
Pataka is okay. That's Patika.
Patika, not the salty type. It's when you
Alam.
put
You're talking of Alam, Sureshji?
Alam.
Maybe Alam.
Okay.
Correct.
I thought Alam was a chemical and Kataka is actually a seed.
Yeah.
Rinal says in Marathi it's called Turati.
Kataka is biological.
It's
seed of a plant. Right? Jalam Katakarenavat. Now, do we go forward?
No, there's one more question.
Mm-hmm.
If animals, Ahila has asked, if animals don't have papam and punyam, does that mean they don't have rebirth?
They don't have?
Rebirth.
No. No, not at all. See, I have taken birth as a human being. And how, after taking a little from the Sanchitam, which became my prarabdham. Just imagine, I'm not a human being, but I have taken a bit of that Sanchitam, which became a prarabdham. I'm not a human being, I am an animal. And in this animal life, there is no punyam cha papam collection and etc. There is no debit and credit. When I die, what happens? Prarabdham nashtam bhavati. But Sanchitam is there. Sanchitam is there. There is no. It's not correct to assume Punarjanma is not there. Punarjanma is not just related to this janma's punyam cha papam, etc., etc. How about the big load called sanchitam that's awaiting you?
That is why they say this birth is so precious. This human birth is so precious
Correct.
that we will have to make the most use of it and achieve the purpose of our life. No?
Correct. In this birth only, in human birth only, the total set of karmas can be knocked off. There is a possibility. Prarabdha, Agami, Sanchita, all the three karmas can be knocked off. How? Ajnana kalusham jivam jnanabhyasad vinirmalam. That jnana is required. With that, everything else goes away. All the karmas vanish. They become what is called Dagdha Bijavat. Dagdha Bijavat means a burnt seed. A burnt seed cannot sprout. Okay?
After taking birth as a human being, there is no going back into animal births, or there is a possibility?
After taking human birth, going back to animal birth.
Yeah.
Quite possible. Quite possible.
Like Jadabartha?
Example.
Yes. Yes, like Jadabartha is one thing. Poor man, he was a very evolved soul. Jadabartha is not a very ordinary man. He was a prince, an emperor, and he renounced the kingdom and he went to do penance, etc. And while doing that, he somehow got into loving the deer. The poor deer, which was delivered by the frightened mother deer when the tiger roared. All these things Bharata has seen. And he took pity on that little deer. And from then on, his fall for one janma, two janmas continued. He was a very evolved soul. Now, from being a human, whether we can go to animal janma, very rightly so, very possible. At the time of death, if you have the adequacy of sattvika bhava, then urdhvam gacchanti sattvastaha. Bhagavan Krishna says, urdhvam gacchanti sattvastaha. From this human life, you will have a better life, maybe a better human life. Right? Better human life. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastaha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha. People who have preponderance of rajasic attribute at the time of death, they will remain madhye tishtanti. They will come back as human beings. Jaganya gunavrittistaha adho gacchanti tamasaha. If at the time of death we have preponderance of tamasic attributes, we will end up like maybe a cockroach, maybe a crocodile, maybe like a dinosaur, like that. Okay? It depends. Now I'm keen on getting on to the verse.
There's one question. I'm not sure whether you would like to take it now or we'll take it tomorrow.
Okay.
If we are Brahman, this is what Manjusha ji has asked. If we are Brahman, then why we came into this gross body? And the second is, why again back journey to know Brahman again? What is the purpose?
Why again?
Why again we journey back to knowing the Brahman? What is the purpose?
Yeah. See, we have come into being because of forgetting our nature. We have forgotten who we were. And this ajnanam has simply knocked off our knowledge of who we were. And that is how, though we were Brahma, we have become like this. And we have to make an effort to get out of this envelope called the Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, etc. and rediscover who I indeed am. Atma Bodha has some verses which will answer all those. You have forgotten yourself. And when you have forgotten yourself, you will have to have somebody help you rediscover who you are, and that somebody can be a guru who can lead you to rediscover yourself. But rediscover you have to. Rediscovery is your own activity. Because ajnana is yours, not Guru's. Right? And your ajnana you have to remove. For that, any guru can perhaps give some guidelines, some directions. But you have to tread that path and liberate yourself. Is that the end of all questions?
Yes, that is the end of questions for now. Yes.
Okay. Because one question like that, you put up 4 questions.
Maybe we can limit it to 3 questions every
No
session.
problem. Any number of questions, okay, no problem. Because without clearing the doubts, what is the purpose of study? The study must cater to doubtless forward. Without doubt, go forward. Now I'm again asking, is there anyone who has doubt on this Panchikaranam? Looks as though people are getting bold on this Panchikaranam. Yesterday, some lady asked, what is the relevance of Panchikaranam after having gone through Panchikaranam in 3 or 4 classes? What is the relevance of Panchikaranam? Jagat is available after Panchikaranam. Your Stula Shariram is available after Panchikaranam. And without the Stula Shariram, the Sukshma Shariram does not have any place to live. The Sukshma Shariram lives in the Stula Shariram, and the Karana Shariram will be there as the Karana for the other 2 Shariras. So the relevance of Panchikaranam is enormous. The entire world is available to you for perception. Without that Panchikaranam, there is no world for you. You can't see anything. And Panchikaranam is simple, very simple. I'm again requesting, is there anybody who still has a doubt on Panchikaranam? It is so simple as not to confuse. Okay, we'll go forward. See, in Vedanta, big words may have small meanings, like Panchikaranam. That Panchikaranam gives you this Stula Shariram. Stula Shariram is what? Is the corpse, which my corpse I am carrying as long as I live. And afterwards, somebody else hopefully will carry. So that is the effect of Panchikaranam. Yeah, we were covering this. Ragecha sukha dukkhadi buddhau satyam pravartate sushuptau nasti tannashe tasmad buddhestu natmanaha. Beautiful verse. Raga, Ichha, Sukha, Dukkha, Adi. Beginning with Raga, Ichha. Ichha is what? Ichha is what?
Desire.
Desire. Okay. Ichha, Sukha, Dukkha, Adi. Adi means beginning with all these. They all happen where? Buddhau Satyam Pravartate. They happen in the Buddhi. And in the Buddhi, which is available to you in two of the avasthas. In the Jagrata Avastha, you are a Buddhiman. In the Swapna Avastha also, you have Buddhi, right? But in the Sushupti Avastha, this Buddhiman has become an Ajnanavan. He is not there. This Buddhiman is knocked off. Ragecha Sukha Dukkhadi Buddhau Satyam Pravartate. In the two avasthas, Jagrata Avastha and Swapna Avastha, this Raga, Icha, Sukha, Dukkha, etc., all these are there. That is your experience. That's what I was saying earlier. Anything that is handed down to you by any person, you must weigh it against the three principles. One is Shruti, another is Yukti, another is Anubhava. Your Anubhava is what? In Jagrata Avastha, Buddhi is there, and Raga, Ichha, Sukha, Dukkha, they are happening in the Buddhi. Same thing, your Anubhava is that it is happening in the dream state. And Sushuptau Nasti, Sushuptau Buddhi Nasti, Tannashe, Sushuptau Buddhi Nasti. When Buddhi is not there, Raga, Dvesha, Sukha, Dukkha are also not there. In the Sushupti, actually, it is one of indivisible happiness. In the Sushupti Avastha, there is no second thing at all. Forget about Buddhi. Nothing is there. Who is there? Just you are there. Just you are there. Ajnana Vashat, you are there. And when that is your Anubhava, in Sushupti, this Raga, Ichha, Sukha, Dukkha, they are not there because you yourself are not there. I'm talking of Buddhi. The Buddhi itself is not there. So, Tasmat, Rage, Cha, Sukha, Dukkhadi, Buddha, Buddhetu na Atmanaha. They happen to be the properties of Buddhi and they do not taint the Atma at all. They do not belong to Atma. There are some words which are available in almost all our languages, like Atma Balam, Atma Stairyam, Atma Gauravam. All these things apply not to Atma, but to the mind. Atma Gauravam means the mind which was insulted is again, the respect has been established. All these things, that should be understood. So, Rage, Ichha, Sukha, Dukkhadi, Buddhau Satyam Pravartate, Sushuptau, Nasti means the Rage, Ichha, Sukha, Dukkhadi, they are Nasti, they are not there.
Nasti.
And they na asti. And you know that Buddhi is not there in the Sushupti Avastha. Tasmat. But in the Sushupti Avastha, Atma is there or no?
Yes.
If Atma is not there,
Yes.
because Atma is there, everything else is there.
I think in this intellect means it is mind, not only intellect. That is mind, intellect and emotions, feelings, all involved. It's not only buddhi for raga and desire and pleasure.
No, I did not get the question,
No,
Brahmara.
he's saying it is here. Buddhi does not mean just intellect. It also includes mind.
Yes, 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 yes.
No, means they have particularly
Yes,
told, but it is, I think, mind complex.
very right. You can say antakarana.
Antakarana, that is what.
You
It
can
is not,
say the antakarana, the inner equipment.
therefore,
Right?
if it is
Yeah.
only buddhi, then
Correct.
animals will not have attachment. That is what I asked.
Yeah, they don't. They have for a little while. After the animals deliver their cubs, for a
Yes.
little while they will be there, and the cubs will play with the mother and things like that. After they grow, they simply vanish. There's no mother, there's no father, etc. Gone. That
It is
way,
mind,
they are
ego,
attachment free. Correct.
good.
Okay. Go to the next verse. See, all beautiful day-to-day available truths are being highlighted here. Prakashorkasya toyasya shaityam agniryatoshnatha swabhava sachidananda nitya nirmalatatmanaha. The swabhava of Atma is nitya nirmalataha atmanaha. Swabhava sachidananda. How prakashaha arkaha. For the sun, it is brilliance. For the sun, prakasha. Okay? It is brilliance. Toyasya shaityam. Prakasha arkasya toyasya shaityam. For water, it's cold for touch. Cold for touch. Then agnehi yatoshnata. For fire, it is ushnata. It is hot. Like these are the swabhava of all these things. And these are what? After Panchikaranam, these fellows, this Arka, this Toya, this Agni, all these after Panchikaranam. Before that, they are not visible. And they have become visible with what? Taking the tamashamsha of the various elements. Is it not? What to speak of Atma, which has been the very cause of this entire Jagat. It has been the cause of Maya. Brahma Shreya Maya. Okay? Dependent on Brahma is Maya. And Brahma is Atma. Atma Shreya Maya. Tataha Akashaha, etc. Somebody is asking a question, is it? There was some.
No, there was someone was
No?
unmuted. I've just
Okay.
muted them.
So it is a swabhava of Atma. Why Atma is Sachidananda? It is a swabhava. Swabhava Sachidananda. Nitya Nirmalata Atmanaha. Eternally pure. Nitya Nirmalataha Atmanaha. Swabhava Sachidananda. It is its nature. An egg hatches. Why does it hatch? It is its nature. A mother loves a child. Why does the mother love the child? It is the mother's nature. Swabhava. Swabhava. One's own bhava. Okay. Swabhava Sachitananda. Nitya Nirmalatatmanaha. Shall we go to the next verse?
Yeah, at this point, I just wanted to mention here or just express people like Adi Shankaracharya who've given us such beautiful verses. He, of course, must have come from the space of experience. Unless he has experienced his the self, he would not be able to express all of this, right?
True.
But not everybody, not every enlightened soul or person will be able to come down and present this to the common man like us.
True. True.
So, yeah, there's a lot of great gratitude towards these masters who've made it a point to, share this beautiful knowledge with all of us in this way.
Correct. Correct. Like Shankaracharya, when he was going with his Sishyas to have a bath in the Ganges, and he has seen one old man doing what? Reciting Vyakarana Sutras. Then out of pity for him, he broke into beautiful verse that became Bhaju Govindam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Modhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dhukrun Karane. What you are studying will not help you at the time of death, my dear. And that my dear is some 90-year-old fellow. And Acharya Shankara was perhaps less than 30. Right? Modhamate. The important thing is the mati is modha. It is deluded. Modhamate. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Okay. Some people after enlightenment, they have taken it on themselves. Maybe it was their prarabdha also, we don't know. That is where Bhagavan Krishna says, Gahana karmano gatihi. Mysterious are the ways of karma. Some Jivan Muktas have taken on their shoulders to lift mankind through these kind of texts, these kind of verses. Yeah. Next verse. Yeah. Atmana Sachidam Shascha Buddhirvruttiriti Dvayam Samyojacha Vivekena Janamiti Pravartate. See, there is intellect, there is mind. Whenever the sense organs report to the mind that they have seen some object, then there is a vritti in the mind. Vritti means a thought regarding that object. Okay, that thought. Now, this buddhi developing that vritti owes its power to Atmanaha. Atmanaha Satchidamshascha. Sat, Chit, Amsha. Sat, Chit, Amsha. Sat, Chit, Amshascha. Ananda is not talked of here. Satchit Amshascha. Having borrowed that Amsha, Buddhihi and Vrittihi, Dvayam, these two, Samyojya, these two mingle as though, okay, intellect and that mind's vritti, they as though combine samyojyacha avivekena, jnanamiti pravartate. I know. Why do you have to repeat that? I know that. I told you, I know. See, that kind of a thing. This I know is because of this buddhi and the mind, the vritti happening in the mind. Vritti means a thought, right? Vritti is a thought. And mind is what? Mind is what? Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha. And when it happens, when it does sankalpa, there is a vritti. When it does vikalpa, there is another vritti. So it is a series of vrittis. It's like a huge train with a lot of infinite number of bogies, unending number of bogies. Each bogie is a vritti, that is the mind. Right? Atmana satyadamshascha buddhehe vrittihi iti dvayam samyojyacha avivekena jnanamiti pravartate. I know, that I know comes. It is this I know is the manifestation of ego also. That I, the moment you say I, it is expression of ego. Ego means ahankara. I'm not saying anything bad about ego. All of us have got ego. And because of ego, we know who we are. We have got distinct, we know names and things like that, forms. We have got our own set of people who like us, another set of people who don't like us. All these things are known to us because of ego. And because of ego and buddher vrittidvayam atmanaha sachidamshasya samyojyacha avivekena aham janamiti pravartate. Right? That janamiti pravartate, it happens because of this. If the sachidamshasya is absent, Satchit Amsha of Atma is absent, then none of these can happen. Janami iti, I can't claim, I can't say. Yeah.
So the whole journey is to merge this small I, that is the mind, into ego, into the big I, which is the Atma.
Yeah. See, the I, it is a forgotten I. Who am I? I have forgotten. I have to rediscover who indeed I am. That I is the ego. Okay? That is the false ego, in the sense that ego is smeared with ajnanam. What I want is the ego which is without any ajnanam, which is Atma indeed. Right? Aham. Saha aham. Soham. Aham. Saha. I am him. Saha aham. He is I. Like that. Okay, this aham is the ego, but it is the dirty ego that we are carrying. And the dirt in the ego we must knock off. Okay. One more. Deluded ego claims to act and know. Atmano vikriya nasti. See, beautiful. in Atma, there are no modifications at all. There are no kriyas, there are no vikriyas. Okay? Atmano vikriya nasti, buddher bodho na jatviti. Jiva sarvamalam jnatva, jnata drashteti mukhyati. See the pity. We carry ourselves throughout our life's journey with this attitude only. Atmanaha vikriya nasti. Right? There is neither action nor any modification in Atma. Buddhir bodho na jatviti. And in Buddhi, it has no capacity to by itself know anything. Buddhi does not have the capacity to know anything. But this jiva, this jiva means this ego fellow, who is a dirty ego, and that jiva, sarvam alam jnatva. What little he knows, and he claims, jnata drashteti muhyati. I know, I have seen, etc. Muhyati gets deluded. I know. Why are you repeating? I know. I told you I know. I have seen that. Don't send me the picture again. I have seen already. Jnata drashteti mukhyati. Jiva sarvam alam jnatva. Alam means what? He has known something as though, and he says that is enough. Alam means enough. Alam means enough. That little, after acquiring, he says enough, and he says, I know, and I have seen. Jiva sarvamalam jnatva jnata drashteti mukhyati. Atmana vikriya nasti. Buddhir bodho na jatviti. Buddhehe bodho na jatviti. See, buddhi, it has no capacity by itself. Buddhir bodho na jatviti. Jiva sarvamalam jnatva jnata drashteti mukhyati. But earlier we have seen in one verse, Atmanas Sachidam Shascha Buddhir Vritti iti dvayam samyojyacha avivekena jnanamiti pravartate. So Atmanas Sachidam Shascha. It is because of that only Buddhi gains as though some knowledge. By itself does not have the capacity. Okay?
The reason why this happens is again because of ajnana, which is an aspect of Maya.
Correct.
So the whole thing is to come out of this Maya, this illusion.
Correct. And see, the answer to all this is the false ego. If we recognize, if somebody has insulted us, and we don't mind that insult. If somebody has done something wrong to us, if we don't mind that, and if we very wholeheartedly forgive that person, if we can do that, these are the processes using which we can go forward. And this dirty ego can be to some extent cleansed. Yeah. Yeah, we have time for another verse.
Yeah, we'll take another verse.
Good. This is a classical example. Classical Vedantic example. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet naham jiva paratmeti jnataschen nirbhayo bhavet. What a beautiful verse. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet. This jiva looks at Atma as what? As a sarpa. Rajju sarpavat. When indeed outside on the wall or so, there is a rope only, and you have mistaken that to be a snake and you are frightened. So too, you the jiva, right? You have forgotten yourself. Not only that, when you are confronted with Atma like, you think it is the snake, and you fear that. Somebody asked earlier, after realization, will there not be fear? That kind of a thing. Some question was asked, is it not?
Yeah.
After realization, will there not be fear? Fear has no place. Realization is what? You have become Satchit Ananda. Ananda you have become. Ananda knocks off all kinds of fear. Here, this is also the same thing. Rajju sarpavat. Atmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet. In Atma, okay, you are Atma, but you see what? A jiva. Parichinna jiva. And Atma is aparichinna. Parichinna means limited. Atma is aparichinna, unlimited. Right? And you are Atma, but you think you are jiva. So that means what? In the rope, you are taking what? A snake. On the rope, you are taking a snake. On the Atma, you are taking jiva. And because you are taking jiva, which is akin to a snake, bhayam vahet. You get fear-stricken. Because of the jiva bhava, you have got what? You got sukha dukkhadi anubhava. Sukham cha dukkham, ragam cha dvesham, etc., etc. All these things are there. And they give you bhayam. Then how to get out of this? Naham jiva, I am not the jiva. Naham jiva paratmeti. I am indeed Paramatma. Somebody asked earlier, Atma and Paramatma, what is the difference? There's no difference. Some synonyms are used. Okay? Now, Naham jiva, I am not the jiva. Paratmeti jnatasche. After having known that, nirbhayo bhavet, you become fearless. You become fearless when jnatascha. Aham paramatmeti jnatascha. When you come to realize that you are indeed Paramatma, nirbhayo bhavet. Now what do? We want to have that nirbhaya swabhava that we want to acquire. And how?
Knowledge.
Jnanam vina moksho na siddhyate. Pakasya vannivat. Jnanam vina mokshaha na siddhyate. Okay. These beautiful, lovely verses. How Acharya Shankara thought of all these things. He must have been inspired into thinking because of the compassion that he had for ajnanis like us. Because even in the jnani sees a jnani. See, you are an ajnani, I am an ajnani. When the jnani sees either of us, he does not see an ajnani. He sees a jnani. Because he sees himself in you. When he sees himself in you, he sees what? A jnani. He sees himself in me, he sees what? A jnani. Out of compassion for us, I think he has given all these beautiful verses. Okay. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet. Naham jivaha, that is important. Naham jivaha paramatmeti jnataschen nidbhayo bhavet. That is required. Who said I am jiva? I am paramatma. You keep on telling yourself, Aham Brahmasmi, every time, every day. You do that mantra. No other mantra is required for you. Aham Brahmasmi. When you keep on doing that, and Brahma is what? Brahma is without any attributes, no gunas. The sattva, rajas, tamo gunas and all that, they are not there. They are part of Maya. It does not belong to Brahma. When you say, keep on saying Aham Brahmasmi, you will have the tendency to drop off your durgunas. Because you are saying, I am Brahmasmi. Hey guy, if I am indeed Brahma, how can I have this defect? So drop this defect. Aham Brahmasmi. You do that. It would perhaps really help. Naham jivaha paramatmeti jnatasche nidbhayo bhavet. Okay. Any doubt on verses we've covered till now?
This taking the rope for the snake, we can apply both for the Jagat as well as the Atma, right?
Yes.
For the Jagat also, we consider Jagat as the snake instead of it being the rope.
True.
Rope actually is Atma, nothing but Atma.
Correct.
And vice versa also. For our own self, Jiva, we consider the Antakarana as the we consider the Atma as the snake and not look at it as the rope.
Correct.
Both
See,
outside and inside.
that Rajju Sarpa, that is given as a beautiful example. It is an often quoted example. That Rajju Sarpavat is often quoted in Vedanta. And there have been books and books and books written on that Rajju Sarpa Bhranti. On just that, a number of books have been written, I believe. Because the question is, did the Rajju undergo any change to become the Sarpa? If it did not, how did you see?
Fear.
If you say, I have seen, how did you see? So several books have been written on this. We will see this later. Now, in the Jagat Brahmara you mentioned, in the Jagat, we see the Jagat. And in Jagat, what is there? Brahma Eva. Brahma Eva. In anything in the Jagat we see, it is Brahma. And in that Brahma we don't see. In place of that we see that mountain, this river, this Asami, this Bhuswami, etc. Is it not? We do not see what he is. And because of our ajnana, we superimpose what we have known and get troubled. Right. I think it is time for us. Okay.
Okay.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om to everybody till we meet tomorrow.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Yeah. Can I ask one question?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Hari Om.
You can write it down in the Google link.
Okay, okay. I'll do that.
Post it in the
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
Okay. Please don't mistake me.
Thank you so
I
much.
do not want to hold up the other people in the satsang. That's it. Tomorrow we will discuss whatever.
Thank you.